Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's tutorial, I'm going to show you how to make a reversible bonnet. I'll be using a satin fabric and Ankara fabric, and this bonnet can be worn in two ways. Enjoy the tutorial. To make this bonnet, these are the materials that we'll be needing: the measuring tape, the scissors, the chalk, your pins, and the fabric you'll be using. Now I have less than 1 yard of this Ankara fabric and the plain fabric, less than 1 yard, and I'm very sure it will be enough for this project. Now I'll start by folding my fabric into four. Please ignore the shape of my fabric, and then I marked a radius of 11 inches. That's what I'll be using for my bonnet, and 11 inches is just wide enough because by the time you open it up, you'll be having a diameter of 22 inches, which is quite big enough to accommodate whatever braids you want to make or whatever hairstyle you decide to carry. Okay, so this is 11 inches marked all round, and then after marking on this Ankara fabric, I'll also mark on my plain fabric. Okay, remember my fabric is folded into four. Now just the same way you would fold your fabric when you want to cut a flare or a circle, that's exactly what I did in this tutorial. And this is it, guys. It's very wide enough to accommodate whatever braid you're carrying. Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing on the plain fabric. I'm going to cut on the plain fabric also. I'll just use this as a template to cut on the plain fabric. And guys, I've cut on my plain fabric. At this point, anywhere on the circle, just go up by 4 inches. You can even do 3 if you want. Okay, I'm just trying to get the opening at the back of the bonnet. This style of bonnet usually have opening at the back, so that's exactly what I'm trying to get right now. So I'm just marking a straight line from the 4-inch mark to the circumference of the circle. Then I'll go out by 4 and do the same thing on this other side, just 4 inches, 4 inches, and then I'll connect all these points 1 2 3 to form a semicircle, which I'll be cutting out. Okay, so this is going to be at the back of my bonnet. So I'm going to cut out this part, and then after cutting out this part, I will turn them right sides facing each other. Okay, the right side of the Ankara fabric facing the right side of the satin fabric, and then I'll be taking it to my sewing machine to sew on 1/2 inch seam allowance. So I'm done sewing, and then I'm going to be notching this curved part so that it relaxes very well, and then I'll go on to iron it. Okay, so this is what it looks like, guys, and then I will draw gathered stitch all around the remaining parts of the circle. Okay guys, I've done that. I've drawn my gathered stitches, and I'm going to be gathering that part, that's the rounded part of the circle. So for the band that I'll be using on this air bonnet, my fabric is on fold. I'll be using 2.5 inches. Okay, on fold, meaning the fabric is actually 5 inches, and the length is 3 times my round edge circumference, or as long as you want it to be. Okay, and then I'll notch the middle of my bonnet, then bring the band part of the bonnet, that's the band, and then mark the middle. I have a middle already. Then keep it folded into two. Then I'll get my bonnet and measure the length of this down part of my bonnet. It's 11 inches. Okay, so from the middle part of this band, I'll be marking 11 inches on the right, and then I'll do the same thing on the left, and I'll just create a notch, and then I'll be folding to the wrong side. So I'm done with sewing the band. I just want to notch it a little more so that it relaxes very well at the front, and then I'll be bringing it out from the inside. And then I'll take it to my ironing table to give it a very good press, okay? And this is what the band is looking like right now. Then I'll bring my bonnet. Remember there is a notch at the middle, so I'll just match it with a notch on the band, pin it down, and I'll be going to sew from one end to the other, okay? I'll sew to the right and to the left, or from one end to the other. That's on one part of the band. I only picked one part, I didn't pick the other. I remember the band is on fold, so I just opened it up and I'm sewing on one part. And this is it. This is what it looks like right now, and this is the other side. So the next thing will be to complete the band. I'll just fold my fabric on this part here. That's the rough part of the band, the rough edges here. And then I'm going to do a top stitch. And that's the last thing I'll be doing, so that when I can wear either part of the air bonnet, either the Ankara or the plain satin fabric, okay? So I'll just ensure that I pin it neatly, and then I'll sew to finish it neatly, okay? So I'll just do a stitch in the ditch, or a top stitch is okay. And this is it. This is what it looks like right now. Can you see my air bonnet looking so neat? I'll suggest that for the airband, please ensure you do like 3 times of your edge circumference. My fabric was not enough, so my band is not that long. But when you do yours, just ensure that your band is long enough. Thank you so much for watching. I enjoyed making this project, and I believe it's something you can add to your collection. If you found this video helpful, do not forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you've not done that already. Until next time, keep creating. Bye.